Today we're looking at Game Update 5.10 and the Fall 2018 roadmap. Hello everyone, this is Doug with the Grizzled Warmaster, and today is going to be a Star Wars news video. It's been a long time since we've had a good news story for Star Wars The Old Republic. In this case, we had a, what do they call it, roadmap drop for Game Update 5.10. You'd think that would be 5.10, but no, 5.10. So this is the first one we've had in a while, first roadmap we've had in a while, and the first news cycle we've had that has really addressed what's going to be post the summer of PvP. As you know, the last several updates that they've had in the game have been focused on PvP and addressing what the developers felt, and probably rightly so, fairly so, was a lack of recent development on the PvP side. But now we're going to move beyond the summer of PvP, and we're going to go back into, or at least launching, some new storyline elements. So, without further ado, here are the things we can expect in Game Update 5.10, Jedi Under Siege. First off, we're going to go back to the focus of the rivalry between the Sith and the Jedi. And I love that they point in, and if you want, I will include a link down below to a live stream with the developers that they had earlier last week, actually. Where they got a little into discussing this, and really they were just teasing stuff. There's no definitive answers for exactly where the story is going and whatnot, but nonetheless, they did give us some hints, and one of those was that this is very specifically not necessarily Republic versus Empire. I mean, it's going back to the Republic versus the Empire, the Jedi versus the Sith. But your character will not necessarily be stuck in those predetermined lines there. Many of you know that you had the options throughout the Knights of the Eternal Throne, Knights of the Fallen Empire storylines to side with either the Republic or the Empire, and to support them in the various struggles that were going on. And apparently when we go beyond this 5.10, that's going to be in the story. So they're talking about this new storyline of the rivalry between the Jedi and the Sith as a launching point for what's going to be coming in expansion 6. So we'll be able to see those choices meaning something. We're going to go back to a binary storyline with a Empire versus Republic, but your character class will not necessarily dictate where you're going to go in that. Now, they didn't really explain what that meant or how that was going to be accomplished, but just highly implied that if you were an Empire character, for example, who decided to support the Republic on Iokath, you would be able to continue to support the Republic in this new storyline. I'm very excited, very curious to see where that goes with that story. That sounds very compelling. I like the idea that we're going back to at least two distinct stories. And really, if you look at it as you can have agents who support the Republic, you can have smugglers who support the Empire, those kind of mixes and matches, that makes it a little more compelling than just a binary kind of McKeb style. Here's a Republic storyline, here's the Empire storyline, you're going to repeat this with these guys. It leaves a lot of open area to play with, so good on them. I'm excited to see how that goes. I'm excited to see a story in which the choices you made before may actually have a big impact. They said that a lot during the Knights of story, the story chapters, but very often it wasn't the case. You know, regardless of what choices you made, there would be very little difference. You know, maybe Koth left, maybe you got to kill one one companion or somebody or other. But overall, the story didn't change all that much. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. But all right, so that's the first element. Also coming in this, along with this new storyline, is a new planet with its own new daily area. So that's exciting. We got Iocath. I've gotten to the point where I kind of like playing on Iocath, but it is not a smooth play. The maps are kind of horrible. It's really hard to tell where you need to go. So unless you play it like over and over and over again, you get lost easy. So while some of the missions there are pretty cool, I don't think it as a daily area was a great success. So I'm really hoping for something more with this, and we'll see how that plays out. They have again hinted that while this is a new planet for SWTOR, in the sense of it's new to this story and it's a new area, a new planet we haven't been able to go to as our characters, it is not a new planet to Knights of the Old Republic. So, you know, take that what you may. You are going to, it will be a planet that we've known of before. And there's lots of guesses going on about what planet that might be. And they have said that people have made accurate guesses. So I guess if you want to let me know what your guess is in the comments down below, that'd be great. I'm not gonna go into that. I actually would have liked it to be a brand new planet, but hey, for nostalgia's sake, I guess it's cool that it's just it's one that we've maybe heard of. But we'll see what comes of that. Also story-wise, I'm gonna hit more story before I go into the other elements of this update 5.10. We have 3 companions verified to be coming back with this update. Those are Doc and Nadia. Interestingly enough, both Jedi companions in a Jedi Under Siege, and Darkside Jace. So those are the 3 we know of. We got 2 Republic, 1 Empire coming back. They hinted, again, Charles hinted that there would possibly be more, but those are the ones that are set to go. That they're, everything's in place for their return. He implied that they may have the chance in the next, they implied that it'll be about 6 weeks-ish when this will be released, probably the end of October, they're saying. If that's the case, and they're in that 6 weeks they're able to get others on board and get ready, then we may get more than those 3 companions. But those 3 are supposedly guaranteed. But all right, let's look at what else is coming with Game Update 5.10 Jedi Under Siege, aside from the story and play elements. First off, for those of you who are operations player, you are going to be getting a master mode, Gods from the Machine. And it's going to be crazy from what they're saying. It's, in fact, I guess the bugs that a lot of people were experiencing from Gods from the Machine before were actually bits of this master mode sneaking into veteran mode and making it almost impossible to beat. So just be aware that's you're going to have that challenge. We're along with that, I guess you can say they're introducing tier 5 gear. Now they have said tier 5 gear will be crafted only as of this point in time. So you're not going to get it dropping out of command crates. You're not going to get any kind of coins or any kind of money that can buy it like you can the Conquest, the stuff from Conquest. Obviously you'll probably be able to buy it on the GTN if people can craft it, but maybe not. Maybe it'll be, bind on pickup as soon as it's crafted. I doubt it. They rarely ever do that. But anyways, they did highly suggest that the way you would get probably the recipes and probably a lot of the materials for this, there will be new materials, new crafting materials, always. So frustrating. Those will come from master mode operations. They are suggesting highly that only master mode operations are going to give this top tier 5 gear. So we'll have to see how that pans out. It's kind of frustrating that I liked the old crystal situation where you could earn crystals on just about anything, and obviously, the higher the operation you're doing, the more crystals you got, the easier you could get the gear that you wanted to get to. But doing weeklies and things like that, you could slowly accumulate the crystals and get some of the top gear. But anyways, it's a frustrating situation for people who don't have the time to dedicate to, I can, every Wednesday I'm going to log on with my guild and I'm going to do, this training so I can get through the various modes of an operation so that I can then get on a master team. It's a lot of work, and not a lot of players always have that time to do it. So, for those type of things, I'm okay with, sure, you can get it by doing, 5 master mode operations, and it takes me 20, 40, whatever, grinding through some other stuff to get the materials. But they're doing it the way they're doing it. The rest of us, we'll have to buy it if we don't want to do the master mode stuff, if that's even a possibility. But all right, the final area they addressed in this roadmap and on the live stream was guild improvements that are coming, and they have some interesting stuff that I'm curious to see how it goes. One, there are going to be progression elements to guilds, and by that they mean that your guild can work towards specific accomplishments. They didn't really say what those would be, and those accomplishments would get things for your guild. So somewhat like Conquest, maybe, except for on probably a more extended level, where your guild has to accomplish certain things to earn. Maybe they are going to be guild titles, or guild achievements or something like that. They didn't really say what it was. There was the hint that there would be specific concrete rewards for your guild, and probably for the guild members participating in whatever the progression item is. But it sounded interesting, so I'm looking forward to that. There's going to be some heraldry added. I think that may be attached to the fact that they're gonna have an expanded number of ranks you can have. So all the way from your guild leader to whatever the new recruit peons are, you can have more levels there. And some of this heraldry maybe you can set specific tokens or icons that certain guild ranks will give you or something. They didn't really discuss what it was exactly, except to put out that you wouldn't be able to just load whatever kind of hand-drawn stuff you want and just be able to mark that as, here's my pin, here's my heraldry, whatever it is. So there's going to be systems put in place for guilds to challenge other guilds to PvP. So I guess you can specifically go into, there'll be like a management screen where the guild leaders can go, or guild, people who are given the rights within the guild can put together a team, select a PvP of some sort, and then challenge another guild to put together a team to go do it, so that you can have, direct competition against people maybe you're aware of or something like that. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. And they also mentioned there will be some conquest changes that relate directly to the changes they made with the changing the timer down to an hour for the reset between conquests. So that was done specifically for some other conquest stuff they're doing. So I'm interested to see what those changes might be. Again, they were a little light on details, but they gave out enough hints that it was, it's intriguing. So, and then on the management side, this is probably going to be more for those of you who are guild leaders. There's going to be a guild inspect. Actually, that's not so much the management. That is, in theory, you will be able to click on someone you see from a guild, and you'll be able to, depending on the settings they have selected on their character, find out things about their guild. Maybe the size of the guild. They didn't really say what exactly you would be able to inspect from it. What rank you are in the guild, maybe how many people are in the guild, how active the guild is. They didn't really say exactly what you'd be able to inspect, but it's basically people who are outside the guild can get some information about the guild based on people in the guild setting some parameters on their character of what they want to show. In guild management, there's going to be some logging of different types of data, including some conquest data. There's going to be the ability to mail across the guild. I'm assuming there's probably going to be a guild-wide mail and then maybe a mail by rank. We'll have to see how that goes. And then they're also going to have a ban by legacy. And that's basically, we may see legacy names as being, Joe Blow legacy or something like that. But when the system sees it, it's, Doug Jankowski's legacy, regardless of what I name it. So if you ban somebody, it bans that person wholly. So that you can't, I guess there's a problem with people getting booted from guilds and then immediately rejoining as another character or something, making another character or coming in as a different legacy to mess with the guilds or something. So apparently that is a problem they are aiming to fix. So that will be coming as well. And I think those are the major elements. There were a few hints dropped here and there, both about the game update, some issues they're trying to fix, and then general just ideas about what the future's holding. And again, a lot of those were those bits I said in the beginning about where the story is going and where, how your characters may fit into that story. But that's the gist of what's coming in Game Update 5.10. Are you guys excited about this? Does this sound like some cool stuff that you are looking forward to seeing implemented? If so, what are you most looking forward to? Or how about these characters that are coming back? Are you excited for those? Is there somebody you really want to say? Oh, I do. On that companion, I just do want to throw in that people have obviously been asking a lot about Kira and Scourge, and they specifically addressed that there is a major story element for those characters. They will be coming probably in, it sounds like, in the next expansion in 6, and that they will probably feature pretty prominently in the whole Jedi versus Sith storyline. So it'll be interesting to see how they come about. I really do want to see some of these characters. These 3 that they're bringing back now, Doc, Nadia, Darkside Jace, even Lightside Jace, if they do manage to get her in as well. I'm okay with these just coming back. However, they never really struck me as being super story centric, and like Scourge and Kira, for example, have way overarching elements to their story. They cross character classes as far as they are referenced in multiple storylines. They are very intimately connected with the whole Emperor storyline. So I'm excited to see them come back in a major story way, not just this random one-off where you go find a couple puzzle pieces, have a 2-minute conversation with them, and they're back. I mean, that's really disappointing how a lot of the companions have been coming back recently, but I'm glad they're not getting that treatment. So anyways, that's my opinion on this, guys. There's the There's the roadmap. It did take them a little while to get to this, and it was a little light on details. Hopefully we're going to be learning more soon. But thanks so much for tuning in, guys. If you would, please like, subscribe, share this with a friend as we try and grow this second channel. We've got the Grizzled Warmaster. If you want to check out some of our other content on the Grizzled Geek, you'll find a link down below. You'll also find links down below if you want to support the channel. You can do some shopping through our Teespring store or our Amazon affiliate link, or you can support us on Patreon. Thank you all. Have a great day. Enjoy playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, and may the Force be with you.